All right. So, if you're new to the game, if you're struggling, if you want to help out players, feel free to join. This isn't seal clubbing or anything like that. It's literally going through the fundamentals of the game. We teach you positioning, you know, where to be, focus fire, just anything that will help you understand the game better and win more. Play styles and all that, that's all you. But knowing the core fundamental of the game will definitely help you become a better player. So that's for anyone else. If you guys want to join any of the Wookie clans, we got 12 of them over 3 different servers, NA, EU, and C server. Yeah, join the Discord. There you'll find all the information you need to join any of our clans. All right, here we go. Dobby's finally here. Only takes him forever. Guys, bear with him. He's from Australia. That time difference is huge. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're off. Here we go. We're not doing any CVs. We're not doing any radars. They don't actually help with core fundamentals of learning positioning, learning, reading the minimap, just talking to your team. Focus fire is huge also. There's so much to it. Yes, I know we have a Indianapolis, but he's promised he's a fighter build, so which is fair. All right, so for you guys that have never been here, for most games I always recommend not going out here if you're a battleship ever. Most battleships are too slow to do anything out here, plus there's usually DDs in these areas, so coming out here you're really exposing yourself. If you stay more towards the middle, right, you still have the range, but you're not actually near the cap, so you're not actually eating torps from DDs. If you're a DD, back up into the cap, take your time, right? Also, once you cap something, don't just push through. Leave it as a trap, you know, kind of move around, watch the minimap, see if your other team needs help, constantly communicate. The middle here is very viable for cross shots, right, into people that are hiding on these islands here, and vice versa. People that are hiding here, right, from over here, you can grab these points. This one's kind of funny because you can't really get a really good cross, like it's way back here. You can easily prop up right there and still be very effective. I don't know, it's a weird map. I enjoy this one. It's my favorite map. But yeah, so DDs need to stay alive the longest. So you can't really play for yourself. You have to kind of play for the team, but then the team has to also help you out as much as they can. So I highly recommend, as a battleship, when you start out with HE for your first volley, and then just click the 2, so when you shoot, it automatically goes into AP. That being said, I'm explaining why, obviously. Once your DD spots the enemy DD, you want to fire on that DD. All the ships behind you want to fire on that DD, because the more that DD is hurt, the easier your DD is going to survive against them if they have to do a knife fight. You're then switching to AP right away, because as soon as your DD is spotted, most of the time the cruisers start opening up, so then your next shot is AP at the cruisers. Don't worry about the battleships right away. Focus DDs first, focus cruisers first. And DDs, if you have to leave. Okay. Also, sitting in smoke like this, best way to die right away. This isn't viable. Use your smoke to leave. Use your smoke to block the enemy team from viewing your team. But don't just smoke up and sit here. Best way to die. Also, let's say you're another DD. You don't want to use then this smoke, because you should know torps are already on their way. Okay. DD should always be spotting. That's exactly correct. So don't rush the cap. That, and don't smoke up with no one spotted you. Big waste, right? So you actually gonna get a torp here? No, almost. But look, now he got pushed out. Now if he gets spotted, where's he gonna go? Right? He doesn't have smoke anymore. Also, okay, if you're a cruiser, don't go here. Please. I'll tell you why. Because their whole team's ready, full health, and pointing this way already. You're not gonna just get away with this. Oh my goodness, green team is on the back foot. Remember what I said? Battleships don't go out here. You don't know if there's a destroyer here at all. So now you're going to be stuck eating torps. Also, look, you can't really shoot. DD's gone, so now they have no spotting. Actually, let's see. What does green see? Munchin. Munchin should not be here either. That's a really bad spot, because now you can't get out ever. You'll never be able to get out. You can't get out going this way. You can't get out going this way. Okay. Cruisers also are in a really bad spot because they can't counter anything right now. This whole thing right here is a mess. Charnhurst is a decent spot, but he can move up forward. That's a decent spot if you know what you're looking at. Obviously, if you can count all the ships on the minimap. Mass here just has to disengage because this is him dying. There's no need to gunfight this. Their whole team is right there sitting in front of you. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, you guys can somewhat see mistakes already being made by green team. Huge mistakes. Forcing the cap, forcing gunfights for absolutely no reason. And then not being in a position to counter what you have. So Helen is going to die now because he doesn't need to be there. At this point, they need to just hold this spot until one of the DDs comes. This isn't ideal. It should have been just a disengagement. And here you're just losing, so they need to come back also. And they need to be communicating. So this Scharnhorst, instead of coming this way to help out with D, even though they don't have D, he needed to come back and help out with A. Same with the Gneisenau now. And then these guys needed to transition to this spot here. And so much is happening so quick. It's this is going to be a hard one to call. Dobby completely YOLO'd. Yeah. I'm lost for words right now. This looks like a standard battle, though. I don't know about you guys. Professor Falcon, how you doing, man? You guys see all the mistakes? When you're not in the game and you're watching, the mistakes are very apparent. Remember, because you see the other DD and he sees you, that doesn't mean you need to fire on him. But you should be calling him out, F3, and your team should be ready for that. Also, focus fire is huge. Literally pick the closest ship and focus on them. Cruisers first. Salty, thank you for 6 months, man. Thank you so much for that, man. Much appreciated. Whoop. All right. Yeah, the focus fire. So green team now, the only way they can escape this, obviously, if they transition back to here, because these guys need to transition and help these guys. They are being capped, but they're not doing anything about it, as you can see. And these guys should have left a long time ago. If they're gonna wait for this team to move up to these islands, from here over here, it's gonna be hard. So you're not doing anything here. You gotta leave. Because this is what's happening. See how they only see nothing? Maybe they saw one ship. They don't see the rest of the ships moving in. One's sitting in smoke, so you can't see anything. The other one's behind an island, so you can't see anything. If this is happening, leave. You just gotta leave. Reposition. Talk to your team, saying, "Hey, we're falling apart here. We need help." This team needs to be saying, "Hey, we need to grab B. There's a DD in there," right? And then these two going, side questing here on the side. Notice just the focus fire. So there's no need for this. This will get you nowhere. That, and you don't have a DD, so to push up into a cap with the DD in front of you like that is you're just asking to be torpedoed. Yeah. You're tired? Yeah, Professor, I'm a little tired too, man. It's been a long day. Yeah, hop in, everyone's welcome. Yeah, it's over here. So red team doesn't even need to camp D. If you have such a strong, advantage, just wait for them. They're desperate, so they're pushing in. All right, so they're capping. Just back up. Even if they get this one cap, that's okay. What's happening over here? The Zed needs to leave. He might get caught here. Fiji got caught being in smoke and not spotting, and then now he's dead. So Highball has nowhere to go. So at this point, you YOLO, but you're gonna die, and maybe you'll kill one, and they have 5. So little mistakes like that, guys. That's why the DDs can't just go do whatever they want, because they just screw over the whole team. You lose all your DDs that quick, you're losing. It's really hard to recover. Helena's gone, and now this. Is he backing up? Yeah, just leave. Go this way. Go back to your team. They can help you. Because he doesn't see where the DD is, and he won't. He actually won't see anyone. If they leave, if red team leaves, it's over. He's just out there doing nothing. Remember what I said. Don't go out there. Do not go out there. This is horrendous. Alright, well, green team's going to have to step up big time. If not, next game I'm going to be switching around some players. Hello? Hey. How was your team just evaporated? YOLOs? Oh. Jesus. That was, I was all over the place. I didn't know what to say. It was so quick. That was so quick.
Boy, those destroyers evaporated quick, huh?
Yeah. Spotting, man. You gotta get that spotting in, so you can't. Yeah, your team did really well. They pulled back.
I mean, it was a little iffy at the beginning at the decap.
Yeah, but they
sent a Minsk over there instead of the Z. Kind of let them roll with it.
Ooh, full match. Nice. Yeah. No, but it was good though.
Yeah, the Munchen rushing the cap.
That was questionable. Very questionable. Yeah. But the enemy team wasn't ready. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much what I'm doing. I'm letting them kind of sort out their own thing, and if I see something like super egregious, I'll kind of call it out as they're doing it. Like when the Munchen rushed the cap, I was like, Munchen, you know you have a Synop over there that is probably going to slap you if you do this.
Yeah, no, good. Good teaching moment, Crazy. Again, I like to point out, guys, the destroyers really need to not just YOLO in like that, or open water gunfight when the whole team is behind rocks, your team, and the whole enemy team is in front of you shooting you. Literally don't do it. I don't care if you're a gunboat and that's a torpedo boat. You're exposed to dying, and you notice how fast they focus that mass. So, yeah, that just should have never happened. Okay, so if you can't get the cap, just don't allow the enemy team to get the cap, right? If you get the cap, depending on how the match is going, looking at the mini-map, you either slowly push through the cap and secure the whole flank, or just bounce back and go help out the other side. Yeah, well, the DDs are the backbone. The DDs are the backbone of every match. So if you're willing to play a destroyer and you're in a random, you can't be doing like anything you want. It doesn't work that way. If you want to win, you need to play as a team player. But that goes that's the rule for every ship. Every ship class is that. And you got to know what the priority targets are. So if your DD's struggling, well, those cruisers should be your #1 target as a battleship or a cruiser. Yeah, because cruisers can counter DDs really well. Minecraft Gamer, thank you for the Prime, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, again, at the start of the game, to help out your destroyer have the biggest chance of survival, load up HE as a battleship, so when your DD spots the enemy DD, you can have that first volley on him and just chip away at some of that health. Your next shot should be AP, because then when the enemy DD's cruisers counter your DD, that's your AP shot firing against them, you know? Also, positioning is just beyond important, guys. You can't just go anywhere you want, right? If you're a slow battleship, going to the outside is just, there's no reason for it. You're also slow. You're not going to get there in time. They're going to spot you from the moon coming into that position, so they're going to counter that. Another thing, if you see anything further behind and it's not a DD right off the bat, don't fire on it, because the element of surprise is huge in this game. So if you're firing at it, they know where you are, and they know how to, if they know what they're doing, they know how to play against you. So they know you're coming in, and then it's just the cruisers will survive because they're not going to open up fire knowing that you're there. You want the cruisers to open up first, and then element of surprise, boom, you're there. They're full broadside. You chunk them or kill them, you know. It adds up really quick. So being dark is important, but that being said, the DDs need to spot for the team. So don't just smoke up and sit in your smoke because somebody's lit up in front of you, because then you lose track of everyone else that's not being spotted. Also, if you're a DD, don't just smoke up if you're not spotted. Don't push into the cap. Stay at the perimeter of the cap. Colios, thank you for 3 months, man. Much appreciated, bud. Remember, guys, don't YOLO. Please do not YOLO. Read the minimap. Understand where you can be to help out your team. Right? It's not, I'm going to get 10 kills. It's your team needs to get 10 kills and win. Same teams, or you guys want to switch?
I'm fine with doing at least one more with my team. That way, I kind of saw what I need to see, and I want to see if they kind of like...
If they do the same, we're going to be switching the teams around, just FYI. But okay, here we go. Yeah, Rob, no worries, man. Have a good one. All right, here we go. Hopefully this isn't a repeat of last match. This happens a lot where one team really just disappears the first few games. To get into the mindset of trying something new and understanding what it is huge in this game. So being a new player, obviously we're expecting for you to learn, but it's on the fly, so it's a lot harder. If you guys do come back and watch what I'm saying, not just what you did in the battle tomorrow, let's say, you're going to see a lot of other stuff happening that you just had no control over seeing. Again, hopefully nobody's listening. If they are in the match listening, they should be minimizing and muting, because the whole point is not to cheat, because you're not going to learn anything that way. Now, if you're a DD, again, let's stress this again. Coming into the cap, you don't want to push far in. Anything that's Hydra and radar here will pick up most of this, right? At tier 7. So you just want your butt in here. Give yourself some time, turn around and back up into it. Being able to back up into the cap, if you get spotted, you can just leave. When you get spotted, though, don't fire, because then you're spotted for 20 seconds. Right? And if you have to, smoke and leave, right? But if you're going nose in to the cap and you get spotted, it's that whole, you have to turn around, and as you're turning around, you're getting fired on and fired on and fired on, and you can just get chunked or die right away. And then you have to force the smoke, but then they are going to radar you, and then it's just, that's what happens. That's just legitimate what happens. You're in the cap, they wait for you to smoke up, radar's there, you're dead. So, back up into the cap, take your time. Don't worry about chat being like, DDs, get in the cap, get in the cap. Don't worry about that. That's just people that don't know what they're talking about. Okay, take your time. Spotting is everything. You surviving is everything. Believe me. Also, if you're a cruiser, do not just go into the open without knowing where everything is. If green team is seeing this, you're not going to be exposing yourself. Once you expose yourself, you're dead to battleships. They will open up on you. Okay? So wait. It's just wait. Give yourself some time to understand what's in front of you. You don't know what's in front. What does red team see? This. Okay? Remember what I said. You don't have to fire on this guy, because then you're exposing yourself. They'll know what's over there. Now, all of red team is being spotted. Or actually, hold on. No. What am I saying? I messed up. Let's see. What's red team seeing? That. Okay. So green team has to adjust to what's in the back. In the front, we kind of know what's there, right? This is also not a good move. Smoking up like this sets up torp runs. So now if one of these guys doesn't understand what's happening, they'll go into the smoke thinking they're safe, not knowing there's a penalty for firing out of smoke, and then you eat torps. For DDs, just in and out, in and out. Just move around, don't stop. If your teammates need help, smoke them up. Your teammates should then know not to fire and leave. Right? Doc is late to the map, but see where he's going here so you can get that crossfire. Remember, you don't just have to go to the flank of the game. You can be in certain spots that can counter flanks. D-Man, it's all good, bud. Britt, how's it going? All right, again, DD needs to be in front. Spotting. Helena's dead. Out in the open. That should be the main focus of red right now. The guys in the back. There's no need to fire on anyone else. And the Akizuki should be smoking up the Helena, and the Helena should not be going forward, but backing up and going dark, if he can. EG, this would be a decent spot for him, but he has to be careful. Florida's okay here. Ganaizenau's okay here. Sims is late to the party, but he's coming in too. So, the Akizuki, I'm not going to call people by names, but you can see the names. This isn't the play here, because you don't know what's behind this corner ever unless someone else is spotting them. So this isn't the play. The play is out here. If you have to go into the camp, if not, at least stay out here to see things, to spot them. Right? He can outspot both of these guys, I believe. So for him to be back there, that ain't good, right? Also smoking up like this. Let's see, what are they seeing? This is what they're seeing right now. He can't spot, and he's too far back to spot. This is already a position where they're losing just on positioning. Now, this team just doesn't have to do anything but back up, right? Back up, stay dark. If they spot something, go for it. What are they spotting right now? Florida? Okay, go for the Florida. Akizuki spotted? Okay, go for the Akizuki, right? Professor has to smoke up and go dark. These two guys have to split up. Here's another thing. If you're two destroyers, don't share smoke. Don't stay together. When I mean don't stay together, that doesn't mean don't be in positions to focus fire things. But this, they're both spotting the same thing. They're not, there's no advantage here. There's absolutely no advantage. He should be over here. He should be over here. So then you cover way more, okay? Plus, he can help out these guys with smoke if he has to. Pops a wall there of smoke. And this guy can help out these guys. Pops some wall, smoke here. If they're both in the same spot, they can easily... Well, it's like having one DD, not two. Okay, and both of them leaving also isn't a good idea, because now it's giving them an advantage. Obviously, they don't know that, but that's the advantage. What happened here? Here, they lost... What did they lose? Red team lost a cruiser that went into the cap backwards. Interesting. And green team lost a destroyer down here. Ooh, red team had a destroyer up here. Wow. Yeah. When you know the enemy team's behind these islands, don't just YOLO over here to come kill them. Or maybe one, or maybe none. Most of the time it's none. Because if they have a decent destroyer or cruisers, they will just radar you or hydro you. And then you're just alone. Because your whole team's still back here. And you're out here next to the enemy. Now, red team has potentially almost. They're capping with the battleship. Don't do that. Also, if you're capping or already have the cap, don't keep pushing forward into the enemy team. It's not ideal. Cap at the back, where all your friends are. He's by himself. Doesn't matter though the Bliskovica here is here. These three just focus him, dead. Of course, there is smoke, so this should be kind of like one of those hydro type of moments. Always hydro if there's smoke. Give yourself that chance to spot something coming at you and then leave, right? If you're gonna sit in smoke and not hydro because you want to save it for some other time, expect to be hit by torps. So battleship's out of position. They don't have cap. That's fine. Green just needs to have the DD come out and spot for them. DD needs to come out this way or back over here to spot. Right? When you guys see everyone, that doesn't mean they see everyone, just FYI. Mayoko should have died. Well, Mayoko got away with it. Now, Doc should not be chasing. That's a big no-no. Because green team doesn't know that there's a ship here. Nobody just realizes, oh, there's shots coming from there, so there has to be a ship. They just saw a ship go there. They don't know there's another ship there. So don't just go around a corner when it's blind. This should not also be happening. The Ganaizen should be back here, not in the cap. Same thing happened over there. Over here, this is where the Akizuki should have moved this way. And the Sims is fine there, but Akizuki should have moved here, so then this doesn't happen. Remember what I said about battleships. Don't go out here because you're going to get torped. Plus, watch. If he's here, half the stuff he can't even shoot at. He can only shoot what's in front of him. But when there's nothing spotted in front of him, well, now the Z is, right? Now he can shoot, but only now. Okay, also, let's say you are, for some reason, in this position. This is great content. Don't fire at the guy in the back. Fire at the guy right in front of you that's about to torp you. Okay? The guy at the back isn't going to torp you. The guy at the back isn't the one spotting you. It's that guy in the front that was just spotted. That's the guy that you should be shooting. Have it this way. Here's a nice little rule. Shoot the guy that's closest to the cap, regardless of you owning the cap or them owning the cap. The guy closest is the guy that's most likely going to kill you, or the guy that's spotting you. Okay? You need to get rid of them first. The guys in the back here are not doing anything to you or the cap. They're just out of position. Or actually, they're not out of position. They're in a good position when they own the cap. When they don't own the cap, they're not in a good position. So the guy closest to you, closest to the cap, is the one that's the biggest threat. He's the one spotting. He's the one torping. Obviously, when you're in smoke, that doesn't happen. And this guy now should just go dark. And at this point, he should be dark and leaving too. And he should be not opening fire and moving into a position where he can counter these guys, or technically him. Right? DD is always priority. Then it's cruiser, then it's battleship. When the battleship is pushing up forward like this to cap, yes, he's priority. This guy's already dead. Again, don't just sit in smoke. Don't just sit in smoke. They have A, so Red just needs to leave and reposition. Okay, at this point, see how effective this was though? Yes, he didn't kill the Miyoko, but he has that crossfire. So that means he always had a softer target to hit. Less armor, more damage. No one countered him here, not once. So it happens. Jedi came from over here and went to go help. A little late, but he went to go help. Sims should go dark right now, because you don't want to lose this right now. Florida should be picking on the Z. Too late. Organize it now. Leaving. Okay. Yep. Sims smoke up and leaves. Even if you're losing the cap, you gotta survive. You just have to survive. Red team is still decent here. Even though they're low on health, they outnumber green team. So they just have to take their time now and push forward. Reposition. Take advantage of the islands. Here, here, and here. The DD just needs to stay on their side. Okay? Not pushing in. Because they don't know if there's anyone else here. They don't know. CVs? Yeah, we'll talk about CVs another time though. Sylveon, how's it going? Alright. Green over here should either leave the spot and help out over here, or he needs to push up to get rid of these guys now. So then they can, so this whole team can move this way. Which is kind of what they need to be doing. These guys should now transition this way, and he needs to transition this way. Because if you're watching the minimap, they need to understand that these guys are, first of all, low on health and outnumbered. The Sims should not be here ever. Right? He didn't have to force this cap because he's being hydroed. See, they're spotting him. So he's literally gonna die. I don't know how he's gonna survive this. Yeah, there was no need for that. So he didn't have to counter D. He just needed to survive. Right? Florida by himself, all that backing up, now he's going forward. Right? Leave and join your team. You already lost the cap. You're outnumbered. Leave and join your team. For you to then fight Rambo style against so many guys ain't gonna happen. You're just gonna die. Right? A lot of information, guys. Sorry. I just talk. I see it. I call it. Hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying, though. You notice how it's a back and forth? Right? You have to know when to push a D cap. You have to know when to defend an A cap. Also, when you're defending a cap, that doesn't mean push forward past it. Right? Come back to your side. Let them be exposed in the open. You just need that DD to survive so then he can spot. Your DD dies, well, then it's 2 battleships against 1 destroyer. All he has to do is not get spotted. That's all he has to do. This side, it's a little bit different. This side's already lost. And this Florida is about to die. This Gneisenau needs to leave. And these guys need to understand what's happening so they can come back and help. They might have to lose A cap, but once they focus B, they can help out their team. But sometimes it's just a little too late, you know? it's okay to let the enemy team cap, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes allowing them to cap loosens them up. While you're ready ready for an ambush, they're like, oh, there's no one here, or there's just one ship. Let's just push through. That's what they do. Believe me. They start pushing through, not thinking that there's an ambush, and then there you go, and you kill half of them, or all of them. Right? You already have the cap. There's no need to sit there and just have the cap some more, right? Now, green team here lost their DDs, one of them early again. So it was a matter of time, you know. Even if you have low health, see, they all have low health, they're all still alive and they're winning. So it doesn't matter how much health you have. Even at 1 health, you can still do full damage. So that doesn't mean just run away because you have no health. That means just plan your shots, and then you can fire and hide, or fire and smoke, right? Or have that one last volley before that enemy ship kills your ship. Okay? Again, see how he's out here? Look how slow he is. Let's say these guys kill the rest of them. By the time he gets over here to counter, not gonna happen. Despair, thank you for the follow. Welcome home. That's why you never go flank with your battleship, ever. You're just out of the battle too long, and you can't help. Yeah, your entire team goes 1 cap is the worst strategy ever. Most of them stop and don't push, and then it's a waste of lemming train. If you're gonna do a train, you have to non-stop move forward. You cannot stop for a second. You cannot reposition. You just have to keep moving. But most people don't play that way. So just don't do it. There's enough ships to cover all the caps. And if the enemy team's doing that, you have to obviously be watching and understanding the minimap. If that's happening, you're the one that's going to be holding them there. Because most players see red and they stop. They're like, oh, there's one ship, there has to be more. Uh-oh, stopping. And then that's screwing them over, because as soon as they start stopping, they're losing that momentum, they're losing that positioning, as your team is hopefully reading the minimap and out positioning them. And then they're stuck at that cap and you're just holding them there. You tanked 2.6 million? Nice, Demon. Jot, we will be doing tier 9s, but not everyone's at tier 9, bud. So that's why I don't do tier 9s. And I know it'll be fun, but at the same time, not really. Because the slower the ships, the faster you learn. When you have fast ships, you're not going to learn much because they're too fast. Your positioning is horrendous, you know.